The Blue Light from 50 Famous Fairy Tales. There was once a soldier who served the king faithfully for many years. When peace was proclaimed, the selfish, ungrateful king said, "You can now go home. I have no more use for your services. I cannot give you any more wages, and I only pay those who are working for me." The poor soldier did not know what to do, for he could not live without work or money, so far from home. He started out on a journey to his home village, and on the way he passed through a forest. When darkness fell and he was still in the forest, he saw a light shining through the trees. On going closer, he discovered that it came from the window of a small cottage. He went to the door and rapped. The old witch who lived there opened the door a crack and peered out. "Please give me a bed," he begged her, "and something to eat or drink, for I shall die of hunger. I will take you in with me, and do whatever I wish, as long as you do whatever I wish," answered the witch. "What is that?" the soldier asked cautiously. "Tomorrow you must dig my garden," the witch replied. The soldier was glad for work, for his lodging, and he consented. All the next day he worked hard digging the garden. He did not finish until late in the afternoon, and then he was so tired he could not again begin his travels. So he begged the witch to keep him for another night. The witch consented, but she said, "If I give you lodging, you must cut a pile of wood into small pieces for my fire." The soldier promised, and he chopped wood all day. That night he was very tired, and again the witch consented to give him lodging for the night. "I have another task for you tomorrow," said the witch. "I want you to go down into the dried up well behind the house and get my blue light for me. I dropped it into there some time ago and have not been able to recover it." The next day the witch led him to the well and lowered him in a basket. He soon found the blue light and gave a signal to draw him up. Just as he reached the edge, she held out her hand to take the light, but the soldier saw that she wanted to take the light and get rid of him by letting him stay in the well. "No," he said, "I'll not give you the light until I have my feet safely on the ground." The witch then lost her temper and let him down and dropped the blue light back into the well again. Down, down, down he went and landed with a thump on the bottom. Luckily, he did not hurt himself. The blue light still burned, and that was a small comfort, for how could he climb the steep sides of the well? He could see nothing ahead of him but a slow death. He sat down and thought sadly of the mean trick that fate had played on him. Scarcely daring to hope, he felt in his pocket for his pipe. "Ah, wonders, there it is, half filled with tobacco. At least I shall have this last enjoyment," he thought to himself. He drew out the pipe and lit it with the blue light. As the smoke rose from the pipe, a small black man appeared and said, "Sir, what are your orders?" The soldier was so astonished that he could not utter a sound. "It is my duty to do all you ask," the little man continued. "Oh," said the soldier, getting his breath at last. "Get me out of this well at once, if you please." The little man took him by the hand and led him through a long underground tunnel, and the very place where the witch's gold was stored. The soldier carried the blue light with him, and spying the gold, gathered up as much as he could carry. When at last the little man led the soldier up above the ground, the soldier said, "Go get the old witch and bind her hand and foot and take her to the judge." The little man vanished, but soon reappeared in a puff of smoke. At that same instant a great screeching was heard, for there in the air flew a witch bound hand and foot to a broomstick. "The judge will give her what she deserves," said the little man. "Have you any further orders?" "There's nothing more just now," the soldier thought a minute and said. "Go home, and be ready for when I need you." "You have only to light your pipe with the blue light," said the little man, "all at once, and I shall be there at once." Instantly he vanished. The soldier went on to the next town. He went to the finest inn and ordered the best room. He lit his pipe with the blue light and called the little man to him. "I served the king faithfully, but now he sent me away to starve. Now I wish my revenge." "What do you want me to do?" the little man asked. "Go to the palace during the night and bring back the king's daughter to be my maidservant," said the soldier. "That is not hard for me to do, but it is dangerous for you if anyone should discover you," the little man warned. Just as the clock struck 12, the little man brought in the king's daughter. "Ah, there you are," said the soldier. "Fetch the broom and sweep the room." When the princess had finished sweeping, the soldier called her to him and ordered her to take off his boots and polish them. She did everything without a sign of resistance. Her eyes were half closed as she worked, and as the cock crew, the little man appeared to take her back to the palace and to her own bed. In the morning, she told her father that she had a very strange dream. "I dreamt I was whisked through the streets and taken to a soldier's room," said the princess. "There I was made to sweep the floor and polish the soldier's boots. I know it was only a dream, but I am as tired as though I'd actually done the work." The king was greatly worried Fill your pocket with peas tonight, he said, and then make a tiny hole in your pocket. If you are really taken from this place, the peas will fall on the street and show us where you have gone. While the king was talking, the little man stood by quite unseen and heard all that was said. That night he again whisked the princess away from the castle and carried her to the soldier's room. The peas dropped from her pocket all along the way, but the sly little man had been there beforehand and had strewn peas all over the street. The princess was made to work like a maid servant all night, and at dawn she was again returned to the castle. In the morning the king sent out his men to follow the trail of peas, but it was a fool's errand, for all through the town the poor children were gathering peas by the handful. It must have rained peas last night, they said. The king was more puzzled than ever, and said, "We must think of another plan. When you go away tonight, hide one of your slippers in the room where you are taken. Then I will have the servants search the town for it." The little man heard the plan, and that night when the soldier requested that he bring the princess again, he said, "I am baffled this time. The princess has special shoes, and I can get none like them. If this shoe should be found in your room, it will go hard for you." "Do as I tell you," the soldier answered. "I want the princess brought here." So for a third night the princess was whisked away to the soldier's room and made to work. Before she left the apartment in the morning, she hid her shoe under the bed. Immediately the king sent servants to search the town and find the shoe. They searched and searched. They finally found the princess' shoe under the soldier's bed. The soldier, acting on the little man's advice, had hurried out of the town, but was soon overtaken and cast into prison. And alas, he had forgotten the blue light in his hurry. He had also forgotten the supply of the witch's gold and had only a few coins. As he looked out a prison window, he saw one of his old comrades going by. He rapped the window, and when the man came close by, he said, "If you'll let me go to my room in the inn and bring the bundle that I left there, I will give you something for your trouble." The man went quickly, and in no time at all he was back with the bundle, and the soldier paid him. As soon as the soldier was gone, he lit his pipe with the blue light. The little man appeared. "Don't be afraid," the little man advised. "You will be called before the judges. Go calmly, but do not forget to carry the blue light with you." The next day the soldier was called before the judges, but the judges would not allow him to speak in his own defense, and he was commanded to be hung. As he walked forward to the gallows and asked the king to grant him one last favor, he said, "What sort of favor?" asked the king. "I wish to smoke my pipe on the way." "You may smoke 3 pipes if you wish," the king said, for he could see no harm in granting the soldier's last request. The soldier took out his pipe, lit it with the blue light. No sooner had the smoke begun to rise did the little man appear with a huge stick in his hands. "What are your orders?" "Strike down these false judges," the soldier commanded, and the little man swung his club at will. Soon the judges lay on the ground. The king begged for mercy, and in order to save his life, he promised to give his daughter and his whole kingdom to the soldier. So the brave soldier married the king's daughter, and for many years they lived happily and ruled the kingdom well.